if I'm gonna. All right, everybody ready? Lisa, you ready? Samoy, you ready?
Yes.
All right, you're looking at the camera. Here we go. Here comes the lead in.
Hello, Facebook. My name is Samoy Mainda, and I'm part of the SEAM team, and this is hashtag SEAM Live from the Children's Education Alliance of Missouri. Today is the parent takeover on SEAM Live again. If you're watching this live, thank you for making the time to join us. If you're watching this as a recording, thank you too. We will be watching the comment section on this Facebook Live, so please join the conversation with your questions or just to say hi. We'll do our best to answer all your questions. We'll also be sharing resources in the comment section below. Joining me tonight is my colleague from the St. Louis SEAM team, Lisa Smith. Hey, Lisa!
Hi, Samoy.
Hey, girl.
I'm super excited to be back on Facebook Live Parent Takeover with you. We have some great news, Facebook. Governor Parsons signed Senate Bill 727 into law.
Yes!
Yay!
Yes.
This bill will benefit more students across the state. I'm absolutely thrilled about the impact this will have, Samoy.
Yes, same here, Lisa. We're extremely thrilled, as y'all can tell probably, to share this exciting news. We'll explore further into the details of what the final version includes and discuss its potential timeline for when it might start to take effect. I'm doing my happy dance right now, so I am so excited. And I also brought tissues just in case, because this is going to be a great night.
Yes. And we also have our planned topic for tonight's live, right?
That's right, Lisa. Tonight's focus is on student success stories. We wanted to bring y'all some student success stories because we often hear sad school stories from families statewide due to the lack of school choice options.
Yes, and with all the dedication and hard work we put in for Missouri parents to increase education options, hearing about successful school choices tailored to children's needs is priceless.
It sure is, Lisa. This is such an amazing topic, such a great topic. And I am looking forward to talking about that tonight with you. And if that's not enough, oh, we're going big, y'all. We have a special guest joining us tonight. This amazing parent advocate will be sharing more about her story and how school choice changed her daughter's educational experience.
I'm looking forward to sharing the school success stories with our Facebook audience tonight.
Yes, but before we dig in, please make sure to put your questions and comments in the comment section here on Facebook. I got my phone, y'all, so I'm going to do my best to make sure I see the comments. And we also have Peter and Lisa that will be looking at them as well. All right, Lisa, you and I have our own unique success stories we'll be sharing about tonight as well.
True. Both you and I have found school choices tailored to our children's needs, and our kids are thriving in their educational environments.
Absolutely, they sure are.
When families find school choices that caters to their children's educational needs, it's a win-win situation. Samoy's, there's truly nothing better.
Lisa, I could not agree with you more. It really doesn't.
You know, Samoy, throughout my son's 8-year school journey, we've had several school choice wins. I've utilized almost every available school choice option to keep my son from our failing school district.
Wow. I remember you talked about that, Lisa. Failing school districts with poor academic outcomes is not very inspiring. And I think most parents can relate to your desire for him to have a better education. Yeah.
Absolutely. As a parent, I didn't want to accept the fact that my child would have to attend a poor performing school just because of our zip code.
Precisely. Zip code, absolutely not.
Zip codes should not determine students' educational path.
They definitely shouldn't. Not in any way, shape, or form should a zip code take away what a child needs as far as education. Yes, absolutely.
Samoy, I've homeschooled. I've enrolled him in a quality public school outside of our neighborhood school district. We've utilized mocap virtual education, and now most scholars has provided the vital school choice that we've been seeking.
Woohoo! Lisa, I am so happy that all your advocating has been paying off. That's absolutely incredible for you and your family.
It's been a journey advocating for Missouri students to have access to a better education.
So, Lisa, how is your son doing at his private school now that he's a recipient of the Most Scholars Program? Woohoo!
Most scholars has been a game changer for my family. This is our second year with the scholarship, which covers the full tuition payment.
What? Wow.
My son is doing great. He's excelling both academically and socially.
Wow, Lisa, man, I am absolutely thrilled for him that he's doing exceptionally well in every aspect. I'm sure you are a proud mama.
Yes, I am. He has supportive teachers in a safe, nurturing environment, surrounded by friends. I couldn't be happier with the school that we chose for him.
Wow. Lisa, I'm so thrilled that you continue to advocate for your son and discovered a school choice option that suits him. That sense of fulfillment is something we both wish for every parent in Missouri to experience. They have to experience that.
Absolutely. Samoy, we are preparing for high school, and he has plans to shine on the football field as a wide receiver. We are excited for the high school years.
When you say we, you talking about you and me? Lisa, I'm not ready for the high school years. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Hannah is an upcoming freshman. Time is going by way too fast. Before I know it, Hannah will be graduating from high school and then she's going to be off to university. Whew, this is, yeah, intense.
True. Time does go by fast, Samoy. Most scholars is the school choice option that my family desperately needed, and it still stands as a beacon of hope and has the potential to pave the way for a more thriving future statewide.
Wow. Lisa, as we say in South Carolina, where I'm from, we always say when it's emotional and we feel it, we say, bless y'all's little hearts. Wow, that is definitely heartwarming. Like, Lisa, yeah, that is such an amazing experience.
Thank you. Well, Samoy, will you share your school success story with us?
I sure can. So in 2016, when we moved to the great show me state of Missouri, y'all, from Michigan, that is when our story began.
Did you have school choice options in Michigan?
Oh my gosh, did we? Yes, we did. And it was absolutely amazing. Michigan was further along when it comes to school choice options. So my oldest daughter was already enrolled at a virtual school in Michigan called Michigan Virtual Academy.
Mm.
Mhm.
Did she continue virtual schooling when your family moved to Missouri?
Mm-mm. Unfortunately, no, she was not. There wasn't a robust virtual program in Missouri at that time. We were really devastated. It really messed us up, but we regrouped and figured out another option. For my family, traditional public school was not an option we wanted to pursue.
So, what did you end up doing?
So we decided to do traditional homeschooling. It was during that time that I started advocating for virtual options in the Show Me state of Missouri.
So, you were advocating for school choice policies before you and I met.
Yes, I was advocating for choice before we met. And Lisa, I'm so bummed that I didn't meet you before then, back then. But I'm pretty sure because I was at the Capitol a lot during that time. I know for a fact that we bumped into each other somewhere, how I'm sure we even smiled at each other, but didn't know who each other was. But yeah. I worked closely with Public School Options, also known as PSO, and other advocates to push for expanded virtual education options. And along the way, I got to meet Cece in 2018, whose the insights she gave me, helped me merge my learnings from PSO with SEAM's objectives. This dedication to understanding and advocating for virtual education policies bore fruit in 2022 when the passage of House Bill 1552 happened. The joy my family and I experienced when Governor Parsons signed the bill into law was undescribable. Like I'm still getting goosebumps from that day. The pinnacle of our efforts was reached when Governor Parsons signed the bill into law. By the fall of 2022, and we did not hesitate, Hannah was happily enrolled as a full-time virtual student at the Missouri Virtual Academy, also known as MOVA, a testament to the impact of our efforts. It was just been a great blessing.
Wow. Thank you for sharing your school success story with us. I'm glad you found the school choice that best suits Hannah's needs. Samoy, you set a great example for other parents seeking school choice options.
Well, thank you so much, Lisa. Parents, y'all are amazing. And speaking of parents and great choices, well, Lisa, we have an amazing guest who is friends with the SEAM team. You will recognize her from our social media platforms and blogs because she has been advocating for her kids in the Springfield area for a long time, too. We're glad she's able to be here tonight. Facebook, please welcome Becky Usello. Hi, Becky, and welcome to our Facebook Live Parent Takeover.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for inviting me to be with you tonight. And congratulations on Senate Bill 727. Woo!
Thank you. Congratulations. Becky, it's great to see you again. I mean, this has been an incredible legislative session for K-12 education. And I
Yes.
know you were right there with us.
Yeah.
Before we talk about Senate Bill 727, can you tell us a little bit about your school choice journey and school success story?
Sure. So my daughter, Isabella, she is currently in 7th grade. When she was when she was 3, we sent her to our neighborhood school for early intervention because she uses a wheelchair and she has some learning delays. And so we sent her to early intervention for 3 years, and it was a fantastic experience because she was with typical peers, peers with various disabilities, and it was just a great situation. In that same building was her kindergarten class, and it was a vastly different experience. The teacher tried to find ways to get her out of the classroom into physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. And the teacher really wasn't interested in working with her because she just wasn't a typical student. And we made our concerns known. And, Springfield is the largest school district in Missouri. And the school that we sent her to is in the top 3 in Springfield. And so, there were a lot of people that were surprised to hear that we were having challenges with this particular school. And the fact is, not all schools serve kids with disabilities. And we want to say that it is the law and that they have to, but the reality is they get away with it. And when we approached the faculty and staff and administration and said, she can't access the playground. She's in kindergarten and she cannot access the playground in her wheelchair. She cannot get onto the playground. And they were like, sorry, we can't fix things for just one student. And they also said they could put it in their 5-year plan, but it's a kindergarten through fourth grade building. So by the time they put it in the plan, she'd be in a different building. So after, I mean, we probably had a meeting a month with everybody. And a friend of mine that I had taught with, I retired from public school teaching a couple years ago. She's a principal at a Catholic school, and she said, we have an opening. And I said, well, we're not Catholic. And she goes, it doesn't matter. And I said, okay. So we toured the school and we enrolled her. And the day after we enrolled her, the school handyman built a ramp onto the playground, like the next day.
Oh my God.
And that's when we knew that we had made the correct choice, because now she is in 7th grade and all of her teachers have accommodated her in her wheelchair. She is with her classmates 100% of the day. The teachers modify her work for her. She has some learning disabilities, and they modify. And they don't modify because, you know, public school teachers, and I can say this because I was one, you know, we say we have to modify because it's the law. And I know a lot of people say private schools, they don't have to follow the law, so they're not going to accept kids with disabilities. The fact is, a lot of these teachers want to do right by the students. And so they will modify because they know that's the right thing to do for their students.
Yeah.
And so we've been very pleased with her being in Catholic school. She is involved. She's on student council. She is on the junior high cheer squad. And I realized this year with her being in 7th grade, because when I taught public school, I taught 7th and 8th grade. And I realized this year, I would not have had her as a student. She would have been in a self-contained classroom. She would have been warehoused in a self-contained classroom. The chances of her being on student council or the junior high cheer squad would basically be non-existent, at least where we are located. And, you know, there's a lot of talk about mental health, especially when we're talking about junior high and high school students. And we have to be cognizant that kids feel, when they feel safe and they feel like they belong, that does a lot toward maintaining their mental health in a good way. And I feel like that was just confirmation that we made the right choice with where we put Izzy.
Mm. Mm, mm, mm.
Yes. Wow. Your school success story is truly powerful, Becky. Your advocacy for Izzy's education stands as an example of the impact parents have as their children's greatest advocates. I always say that parents are the greatest advocates to their children. Becky, thank you for that. You know, your successful school choice with us. Your dedication and your passion is truly motivating.
Well, thank you. And thank you for letting me share my story. And I think you're right. The parents know their children best, and parents can advocate best. And with this Senate Bill 727 being passed, I think a lot of parents are going to feel empowered to take charge of their kids' education. And they're going to realize they don't have to settle for mediocrity or failure. Like, there are going to be options, and that's so exciting.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Wow, Becky. One thing that I had to write it down that really stuck out was when she was trying to get help from her previous school, they saw her as not the typical student. And what does that look like, a typical student? That was, they were not trying to allow her to be a part of her peers, of, you know, her education or anything, because they had already put her out. But from what you have told us, the transition to her new school is absolutely, absolutely amazing. It seems that she has been doing so well, cheerleading, the student council, just making friends, making memories, all these things, able to go down the ramp. So it looks like, you know, we know what it was like for her when she started going to the Catholic school. So Wow. Powerful story, Becky. Very powerful story. This is what it's all about.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. And I'm just so excited that we get to share. I mean, these success stories, all three of us have success stories, and we just are going to be hearing more and more of those as this rolls out. I mean, I really think we are going to hear, I mean, not just the virtual options, but the micro schools that are going to pop up.
Yes, yes.
It's just going to be a great opportunity for our kids, our whole state's children
Yes.
to get the education that they deserve,
Yeah,
that fits them.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Becky, what advice will you give to other parents who are concerned about their children's education?
Mm.
Good question. I very much believe, and I believe this as a teacher as well, you have to get your story out there, and you have to get your concerns out there. And especially when you're dealing with public school, you have to document everything, because otherwise it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're dealing with the public school and you're trying to work with them, document everything. I mean, that's what we did, and it didn't really matter. And that's why we pulled her out, because you know, I received a little criticism from my fellow teachers, like, why didn't you stay and fight? And I'm like, my daughter's education can't wait. Like,
Yeah.
we've got to get this going now. We can't wait 2 or 3 or 4 years. And so that's the other thing. Like, don't be afraid to try something else. Like, you can't just wait and see what happens, because it's possible that nothing's going to happen, and it's just going to stay mediocre or failing. But I think the difference that what we did that made a difference for us, I mean, we just kept telling our story. And now, and I'm sure you ladies experience this as well, now when we go up to the Capitol, like, people know who we are and why we're there. And they're like, oh, didn't know that school choice was back on the docket. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's why we're here. So, I mean, this has since opened up the opportunity for Izzy to talk about her platform, which is inclusive and accessible playgrounds. So she's made some connections from that. But I think it's important that legislators hear, when they can, hear from the kids. You know, we moms can tell a story, of course, but getting our kids involved and letting them testify and letting them talk and letting them make the connections with the legislators, I think that is powerful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, yes. Thank you for that important advice for parents who are concerned about their education. That's an important advice.
Yes. Yes, Becky, we love you so much and can't thank you enough for your amazing advocacy, dedication. Izzy is such a wonderful young lady. My goodness, we are so grateful that you shared her journey, not just with us, but our Facebook Live audience as well. So thank you. Wow.
Well, thanks
Yes,
for giving me the opportunity. I'm glad we can, I mean, it's good to see you ladies, and
Yes.
it's good to connect. And I think that's another thing, if parents can find other parents, so you don't feel so alone, because this is a problem nationwide, and sometimes we feel like we're the only ones in it, and we're not.
Yeah.
It's going on everywhere. So if you can connect with other parents and other families and kind of, you know, come up with a plan, or you never know what opportunities will come up.
Yes.
Absolutely. So ladies, we're witnessing history in real time here tonight.
Here's my confetti.
Governor Parsons signed Senate Bill 727 into law. This bill is historic, and it's exciting times for Missouri K-12 education. Becky, I remember being with you in the governor's office
Yes.
when he signed House Bill 349 into law,
Yes.
marking the first scholarship program in Missouri. Hey. Now, Senate Bill 727 has expanded the Most Scholars program statewide and increased the funding amount. Becky, what are your thoughts on Senate Bill 727 expanding the Most Scholars program?
I love it. I mean, well, Izzy qualifies for a Most Scholars scholarship because we live in Springfield, which is more than 30,000 people. There are a lot of kids in our school that live outside of Springfield, whether it's Willard or Nixa or whatever. And they, even with an individualized education plan or a 504 plan or being on free and reduced lunch, like that didn't qualify them previously because they didn't live in populations of more than 30,000. So having this statewide is a game changer. There are parents that would go up to Izzy like just a few weeks ago that were like, so do you know if this is going to get passed? And she's like, ask my mother. It's just going to change families' lives because it's not just for those 10 areas anymore. It's statewide.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
Facebook, we want you to know that Senate Bill 727 includes much more than the Most Scholars expansion. It includes provisions for charter expansion into Boone County, increased funding for early childhood programs, increased pay for all public school teachers in the state, and the bill can make it easier for individuals interested in teaching, as districts could hire teachers with subject area certificates in the subject they are trained in.
Wow, that's right, Lisa. Senate Bill 727 also establishes the Elementary Literacy Fund, increases the small school grant funding from $15 million to $30 million, y'all, a year. Protects retirement benefits for educators who continue teaching after retirement. And finally, it establishes the Teacher Recruitment and Retention State Scholarship Program. This is such a major accomplishment. A major accomplishment, y'all. Blood, sweat, and tears went into this bill, and seeing it pass is absolutely amazing.
Yes, yes.
I think for all of us, we are just sitting here reliving this year's advocacy days and everything that we did to make this happen, and everything that we did to see this happen is very emotional for us all. But this is such a great time and a major accomplishment for SB 727.
Yes, yes, it is. It's imperative that families have access to a variety of school choice options. Giving parents the power to make informed decisions about their children's education is crucial in Missouri.
Absolutely. As a friend of mine who is also an advocate for school choice options, and I'm glad you said that, Becky, that it's not just here. This friend of mine she went from Wyoming to now Florida, but she always told me that all children learn differently. Okay. And because of that, so there should never be a one size fits all education. So this is just absolutely incredible.
Yes, yes. Well, Becky, thank you for joining us and sharing your amazing school success story. You are a true champion of education, and I'm proud.
Yes.
I'm proud to know you and advocate with you.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
I am so proud to be a part of this. I mean, I would call it a sisterhood. We are mamas that want that we will do anything we can to make our children successful. So I am proud to be with you. I am proud to advocate with you, and thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Becky. Becky, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight and telling us your story. What a powerful story. And it's your story. You are truly a beacon of hope and light for families all over Missouri looking for more school options. So thank you once again for coming on the show tonight. We love you, and we'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah, see you soon.
Yes. Thank you.
Becky is an amazing advocate.
Yes, she is. Oh my gosh, Lisa, that was amazing. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Today, oh my gosh, it was such amazing. So amazing.
Yes, Samoy, Today's live was truly special. You know, Samoy, I feel you. I've been crying. I feel your tears. You can make me cry right now, you know.
I know it. Yeah.
With Governor Parson signing Senate Bill 727 into law, we're not just witnessing history, we're actively shaping history, Samoy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to everyone involved in advocating for Missouri students to have educational options and their efforts in getting Senate Bill 727 passed. You are heroes to the children of Missouri. I want to give a huge thank you to our special guests and our Facebook audience for being a part of this journey with us. I truly hope that our Facebook Live Parent Takeover inspires others to join us at the SEAM team and engage in this incredible work advocating for Missouri students' education. Samoy, it's always a blast being on Facebook Live with you.
Yes.
Let's continue to spreading the word and making a difference together.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I kept getting stuff in my eyes. I don't know what's going on, just tears of joy. Lisa,
Yes.
as always, I get excited each month when we do our Facebook Lives together. The show has been absolutely amazing. Again, thank you so much to all the amazing advocates. Becky, thank you so much for continually championing for Missouri students for more school options. This night is for you too. We're celebrating. Y'all are celebrating with us. Once again, y'all, oh my gosh, it's a wrap. Thank you all for joining us live, or if you're watching this in the future online, thank you. Don't forget to check us out on our websites, seamteam.org and showmeschooloptions.org. Like us, follow us, and share our videos on all 3 of our social media platforms, which are our Children's Education Alliance of Missouri Facebook page, the SEAM Team on Instagram, and at SEAM Team on X. And please don't forget, Lisa and I are here all year round to help you with anything that you might need with your advocacy journey and or questions that you may have. You can reach Lisa at seamteam.org or myself at Samoy at seamteam.org. And please, 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 there's lots, I'm looking on it now. Please make sure you follow some of the links in the comment section and get involved. Thank you all so much for a wonderful advocacy year. This has been amazing. Have a great night.